Hello everyone, it's Riku Keyblade Master back once again. Oh boy, there's a lot to kind of break down because, first of all, Happy New Year's Eve, and that's where we're gonna start because I know that some people are, looking to go places during the new year and whatever, but as far as Christmas flights went, according to a website known as Flight Finder or something like that, they pretty much have been blocking 8 different flights have been grounded between Delta and I think American Airlines, I think. Between weather, not to mention employees being sick with COVID. So, yeah. I'm sorry for those who couldn't go anywhere on Christmas. And I'm also sorry for those who can't get anywhere on New Year's due to a lot of different cancellations. Not to mention the weather is going insane again. Even where I live, we're under a high weather advisory, which is very dangerous. But yeah. Yikes. So yeah, things are not looking so great. And, a word of advice, which I know a lot of you guys probably hear from other people. Like, commercials and stuff or whatever. But seriously, if you're planning on drinking during New Year's Eve, which there's nothing wrong with it, but don't drink and drive. Seriously. That would just be straight up stupid. I mean, my glory. So basically, yeah. I wouldn't do that. I would not drink and drive. No way. Speaking of drivers with reckless endangerment, you remember when I talked about a driver who lost control and his brakes weren't working, and as a result, he killed like 4 people? He was a semi-driver. He got his sentence reduced, which, thank goodness, because he really, the sentence that he was first given was way too harsh, considering there are other drivers that have committed the same crime and gotten lesser. Although, here's the thing. He flat out stated, my brakes weren't working at the time when I was trying to apply them. As a result, he got, the judge granted him the chance to get parole in 5 years. due to the fact that, this judge was actually willing to listen. Although the guy is scheduled to get a retrial, which is fair because, like he said, when I tried to apply my brakes weren't working very well. I tried my darndest to get my brakes to work properly, but that wasn't happening. My brakes weren't having it. And mind you, that was during a high wind issue too, so of course he's gonna slam, whether he got the chance to apply his brakes or not.
So shut up and rock, and don't forget to tap that app.
I'm not gonna lie, that is just really messed up to give a guy who, flat out admitted, hey, when I went to apply my brakes, they weren't working correctly. What a time for my brakes to go out. A very high sentence. Extremely high, if you ask me. Considering, like I said earlier, there are others that have gotten lesser sentences that, had committed the same crime, but they got off easier than this guy, who is actually finally receiving some form of justice, whether it be a lighter sentence or possibly parole after a certain amount of time, or possibly, hell, if I was that judge, I would just give him the ability to do, 200, maybe 250 hours of community service, 0 jail time. Because he admitted his brakes were broken. And when he went to try and get them fixed, he didn't have the money, so he was hoping, alright, maybe when I get done with this job, I will hopefully have enough money to get my brakes fixed. Seriously, give the guy a break. Speaking of breaks, I know some of you are probably wondering, what's the deal with Ghislaine Maxwell? Well, she got convicted and spent her 60th birthday behind bars. Now, the thing is, she got convicted on at least 5 out of 6 charges. One of which being, obviously transporting a minor, enticing a minor. You get the point. Anyway, speaking of convictions that are unfair, alright, the cop that, the Minneapolis police officer that went to grab her taser instead of her gun, but instead, she panicked and mistakenly grabbed her gun at the very... her prison sentence was, like, totally unfair. Because Derek Chauvin, a.k.a. the guy who killed George Floyd, is getting off a hell of a lot easier, and he actually committed the crime. He had intent. She did not have intent. She was trying to stop an altercation. Granted, she couldn't go too close because she didn't know what was happening. So, obviously, anyone would make a mistake. Alright? Anybody would make a major mistake in the heat of the moment. Your adrenaline is going off. You don't know what's going on. You're trying very hard. Ow. You're trying very hard to process what's going on. It's ridiculous that she... It's ridiculous that she didn't get heard out. It's not fair that she didn't get heard out just like everybody else. She admitted emotionally that she didn't mean to do what she did. Derek Chauvin had zero emotion at all. And yet he's getting off a hell of a lot easier. I hear they're gonna give him his job back. I'd be like, fuck no! But as far as Ashley, even my grandma and I discussed it. She should have been, behind a desk until further notice. Place her as a dispatcher, for crying out loud. Someone who takes 911 calls. Don't throw her in jail for a mistake that, it was dark. Even I would have made that mistake considering my visual impairment. I'm not gonna lie. Especially if they make everything the same color, which I'm dealing with that problem right now in so many different ways that ain't even funny. But yeah. Regardless, I don't think they treated her fairly. I think they did it just because she was a female. And the police system has always been sexist. In fact, every area you go to has always been sexist. So, I just don't think that's fair. I think they were doing it to be sexist. And I think Ashley deserves justice. Hashtag justice for Ashley!
Illinois and Iowa, get hard with iRock 93.5, KJOC, Bettendorf,
But yeah. let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm sorry that I haven't been posting much. My internet connection has been a pain, as well as, well, obviously, you guys know I'm going to be moving in 2 months, so it's going to be a really tough time, so, yeah. And this is going to be the last time I'm going to be moving, for fuck's sake. You guys know what to do. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder, and stay awesome as usual. Peace, and I love you all. Thank you guys for your support. I can't at all thank you guys enough.